In this video, we'll take a look at triple quoted strings in Python, which are going to be delimited either by 3 single quote characters at each end of the string or 3 double quote characters at each end of the string. The style guide for Python code specifically recommends using 3 double quote characters. Now, there are 3 typical uses of triple quoted strings. One of those is the concept of a multi-line string that has new line characters embedded within it. So rather than creating a single or double quoted string with new line characters implemented as escape sequences, you can simply use a triple quoted string and break the string across multiple lines wherever those new line characters should be placed. A second use is anytime you need to embed single or double quotes within a string, you can wrap that string in triple quotes, and then you don't have to use escape sequences to put single or double quote characters inside of it. And the third prominent use of triple quoted strings that you're going to encounter is a concept called a doc string, which we'll look at in later lessons. Doc strings are used to embed documentation into your program code. So we're going to start using doc strings actually as soon as we get into scripts, which will happen later on in this lesson, and we'll use them extensively throughout later lessons as well. So at this point, we're going to switch over to the IPython interpreter so I can demonstrate some multi-line string concepts to you. Now, to save me some time in the rest of this video, I'm going to be copying and pasting the code snippets from the source code files that I've provided to you associated with these videos. So first, let's talk a little bit more about single and double quote characters in strings. So here we have a print statement with a single quoted string in which we would like to display double quote characters. When I execute this snippet, you can see that indeed I'm able to have the word hi quoted with the double quote characters. Within a single quoted string, it's always okay to put double quote characters without having to use the escape sequence for a double quote character. On the other hand, it's not okay to put single quote characters. So let me go ahead actually and recall that snippet, and I'm going to delete the double quote characters here, and I'm going to put single quote characters, and you can immediately actually see that there's a problem here because of the change in color of the syntax coloring provided by IPython. If I execute this, you can see we get a syntax error. This is our first syntax error here, and it's pointing to the middle of my string, indicating that we have invalid syntax. Unfortunately, it doesn't take that a step further and say that you're not allowed to embed single quote characters in single quoted strings, unless, of course, you use the escape sequence for a single quote character. So let me go back and recall that statement once again, and we'll change those single quote characters to escape sequences. And as you can see here, the escape sequences are bolded, as you saw previously with the new line character escape sequence, and I can execute that, and now I do in fact see the string get displayed with single quote characters within it. So that's first of all double quoted characters within a single quoted string, and single quote characters within a single quote string, but done with the single quote escape sequence. Now, based on what I've shown you so far, you might guess that, of course, you can embed a single quote character in a double quoted string. So here we're going to display the name O'Brien, which contains a single quote character. Notice that the string is delimited with double quotes. When I execute that, that of course executes the way you would expect it. And as we did up above, it is possible to put double quote characters inside double quoted strings if you use the double quote escape sequence. So let me go ahead and execute that to demonstrate that in fact it does work. Now let's get into triple quoted strings. With triple quoted strings, you never have to worry about the escape sequences for single or double quote characters. So let me copy and paste another snippet in here. Here we have our first triple quoted string. You can see the double quote characters at the beginning and end, 3 of them in a row, no spacing in between them. And within this triple quoted string, I have double quote characters and I have single quote characters. So if I go ahead and execute that print statement, you can see that indeed we are able to embed within a triple quoted string both double quote and single quote characters. Now, as I mentioned, there are several uses of triple quoted strings, one of which is to create strings that span multiple lines of code. So, and that have default embedded new line characters within them. So I've just pasted in a 2-line snippet. And as you can see here in this 2-line snippet, we're defining a variable called triple quoted string and assigning it the rest of this snippet, which is a triple quoted string that starts with, this is a triple quoted. There's an implicit new line character here at the end of the first line, and the string continues on the next line. This particular triple quoted string spans 2 lines. So that defines a variable called triple quoted string, and I can go ahead and print that. Now, one thing that you'll find handy in IPython is auto completion via the tab key. So I have only one variable in my session that starts with tri. If I hit tab, it automatically fills in the rest of the variable name for me, which can save me some typing time and actually can also help me prevent errors in my code as well, because I don't accidentally make typos as I'm typing out that very long variable name. So let me go ahead and execute this, and you can see that in fact the string gets displayed as 2 lines because again there was that implicit new line character that got embedded in the string. Now, when you type a triple quoted string, and in this case store it in a variable, Python converts that into a regular string with embedded new line characters in it. So to demonstrate that, we can evaluate the variable name triple quoted string, and when we do, it displays the string as it's represented in Python, which is actually a single quoted string that contains the new line character where we originally broke the initial triple quoted string.